L'Oreal now is a French cosmetics group focusing on hair and skin products. Market cap here, $103.8 billion, a PE of 30.6, and a dividend yield of 1.9%.
So, I mean, it's a bit of a strange jump from iPhones to, shampoos.
But you warned us that you were making this a very broad discussion.
This is really, at the end of the day, a luxury purchase item for lots of people around the world, and it's all about, skincare and makeup and all the stuff. What's the marketing payoff line of L'Oreal? Because you're worth it. It's got that aspirational element built right into it.
Mduduzi, your thoughts?
I think for me, this is the perfect buy and hold share. It's the sort of share that you hold forever. Buy it, make it part of your portfolio. You pass away, give it to your kids, they hold it till they pass away. And why I'm saying that is because of their long-term record in terms of paying income and dividend growth. This is a company that's over 100 years old. The longevity is there in terms of the investment case. We've talked about their market cap. They're bigger than Unilever and Estee Lauder, their competitors, in terms of sales. It's really, really a dominant brand in an industry that is not prone to much disruption. So you really know what you're getting out of this share. That's what I'm saying. You buy, you hold it, you sleep at night, and it's very rare that you're going to wake up the next day sweating.
That's a good endorsement because you are worth it.
Yeah.
Look, the share price chart, let's bring it up while I'm talking. It hasn't had such a super 2015, 2014, and the reason that is because partly Brazil. Actually, Brazil is a standout reason.
Well, that's because it's sold off so heavily towards the end of 2016.
Into Brazil, and it's because Brazil is such a huge population, and it's also a very interesting company from a research point of view because they get so many different hair types in Brazil. So they went in there and put a lot of money into both R&D as well as product marketing, and Brazil, as we know, had a bit of a retraction. But I think it comes through that. And right now, if you look at the global quarterly sales, it looks pretty good. It's pretty strong. They're spending the right amount on marketing and on research and sales, and it looks like it's recovering with the overall global markets. I know it's been a bit choppy out there, but overall we expect emerging markets to have a good year. And we
are, as you say, a stronger uptick really now, 2017. Can we expect that upward momentum to continue?
Yeah, for me, in the short term, what I find investments, there's always something. But if you step back, and if you look at the share of the last 25 years, what it's done very well is to consistently grow its dividend payout, and it's got a loyal clientele. Listen, people need to shower and take care.
I'm a keen user of the LRLCY range of shampoos.
You know what I mean? You talk about what's happened to them in Brazil, but they still own, 60% of their market share is still in North America and Europe, and they still they own the biggest market share in the Chinese market. So yes, in the short term, there's always something. Brazil hurt them, but it's a fantastic company.
One little wrinkle I want to just add to this conversation is that that was a good pun, I must say.
A little wrinkle.
So myself.
Sorry, I missed that
do that
completely.
intentionally.
It's Monday.
Liliane Bettencourt is the controlling shareholder. She's a 95-year-old woman, I think, one of the richest people in France, in fact, in the world. She owns 30% roughly of the company. The other 23% is owned by Nestle. So that's odd, and it's because Bettencourt family and Nestle did a deal, quite a few decades ago because they were worried about control of the company. In 2014, Nestle sold that stake down from their 30% to 22%. Oddly enough, though, the incoming new CEO of Nestle has gone on record saying he would rather have more assets like this in Nestle than he would the stuff that they sort of focused on, which is things like milk products and sweets and all that sort of stuff.
Gosh, that's quite a big statement.
So I don't know
coming
what's
from
going
the CEO
to happen.
Of Nestle.
I don't know what's going to happen. It's most likely that L'Oreal will continue to buy back those shares, and maybe even in due course the Bettencourt family shares as well, because she's in her last days and it's becoming like a family sort of trust type thing. Sometimes when companies have these uncertainties in their shareholding,
this is a little overhang, so to speak.
Well, I actually think it's a net positive because it means that to some extent it's interesting and it's in play. Maybe Nestle would pull them out and do a full merger of the two, or maybe they'll do a share buyback. I think it's a net positive at the moment.
Do you believe it's a net positive?
I always with things like this, sit on the fence and wait and see. And a good example of that was the recent Steinhoff Shoprite merger deal that fell apart. Whenever such two big corporations try to merge or try to buy stakes into each other, I don't think people realize how much the complexity of it and things to consider. So
just wait and see.
Just wait and see.
I think that's
hot
fair.
or not?
I'll plead the fifth.
Hot or not on L'Oreal?
Hot, definitely.
Hot?
Yeah.
Yep, hot for me too.
Yeah.
You're hot on all these companies. Can I just
Yeah, that's
clarify?
basically what's going to happen.